Kash Patel isn't just another Washington insider. He's the legal bulldog who took on the FBI, rewrote the Russia investigation, and became one of Trump's most trusted warriors. Some call him a patriot. Others say he's the architect of government chaos. But the real question is, who really is Kash Patel? For years, the deep state was just a conspiracy theory, until Patel started pulling the strings behind the scenes. From investigating Russiagate to shaping national security policies, his fingerprints are everywhere. But now, with Trump eyeing a 2024 comeback, Patel's name is back in the spotlight. Will he be the mastermind behind a second-term shakeup, or is he about to become Washington's biggest target? The early life of Kash Patel. Patel, known widely as Kash Patel, was born in Garden City, New York, in the early 1980s. He was raised in a working-class family of Indian immigrants.
I basically told Devin, if I'm wrong, you can just fire me, no big deal.
Who instilled in him a strong sense of discipline, responsibility, and ambition. His parents, like many first-generation immigrants, worked tirelessly to provide their children with better opportunities. Patel attended the University of Richmond for his undergraduate degree before pursuing law at Pace University School of Law. Unlike many Washington insiders, Patel didn't start his career in politics. He first worked as a public defender. This role gave him first-hand experience in the American legal system, where he represented indigent clients in criminal cases. His career took a significant turn when he transitioned to the federal level, serving as a trial attorney in the Department of Justice's National Security Division. Here, he gained expertise in counterterrorism and national security law. His work in federal prosecution sharpened his skills in legal strategy, intelligence gathering, and case analysis, tools that would later serve him well in high-stakes political battles. After working with the National Security Council, Patel was recruited by Republican Congressman Devin Nunes to serve as a top investigator on the House Intelligence Committee. This move placed him at the center of one of the biggest political controversies in modern history, the Russia investigation. Kash Patel versus the Russia investigation. By 2017, Washington was consumed by the ongoing Russia investigation, led by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The intelligence community and law enforcement agencies were probing whether Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign had colluded with Russia to influence the election. At the time, the mainstream media and many Democratic lawmakers insisted that Trump was compromised by foreign interests. Patel was tasked with investigating the origins of the Russia probe. His findings, later known as the Nunes Memo, sent shockwaves through Washington. Patel played a key role in exposing flaws in the FBI's handling of the investigation, particularly regarding the now infamous Steele dossier. The Steele dossier, a collection of unverified and sometimes debunked allegations against Trump, had been used by the FBI to obtain surveillance warrants on Trump campaign aide Carter Page. Patel's team discovered that the dossier had been funded by the Democratic National Committee, DNC, and Hillary Clinton's campaign. Furthermore, the FBI had failed to disclose this political funding source when presenting its case to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISA. Patel's work challenged the entire foundation of the Russia investigation, turning him into a hero among Trump allies. His findings led to a Justice Department Inspector General report that acknowledged serious errors in the FBI's handling of the case. However, his work also made him a target. Democrats accused Patel of selectively declassifying information to benefit Trump, while the media often portrayed him as a partisan operative rather than an objective investigator. Despite the criticism, Patel remained committed to his mission, exposing what he saw as corruption within the intelligence community, the deep state's new enemy. After exposing the flaws in the Russia probe, Patel became a key figure in Trump's battle against what he called the deep state. This term refers to unelected bureaucrats and intelligence officials who, according to Trump and his allies, worked to undermine his presidency. Patel's push for transparency and declassification of sensitive documents put him at odds with some of the most powerful agencies in the country, including the FBI, CIA, and DOJ. He strongly advocated for revealing classified information related to government misconduct, arguing that the American public had a right to know how political bias had influenced federal investigations. His efforts were met with significant resistance. Critics accused him of jeopardizing national security by attempting to expose classified intelligence operations. Some intelligence officials viewed him as a dangerous disruptor who was dismantling long-standing protocols meant to protect sensitive government information. Despite these accusations, Patel continued his crusade, earning Trump's trust and rising through the ranks. His close relationship with the former president led to his appointment in several key national security roles, further increasing his influence in Washington. As Patel gained power, so did the backlash. His growing prominence in Trump's inner circle made him a target of investigative journalists, intelligence officials, and political adversaries. Yet Patel remained undeterred, continuing to push for reforms in intelligence gathering and declassification policies. Trump's right-hand man in national security, Patel's influence expanded when he was appointed to the National Security Council, NSC, where he played a key role in shaping America's defense and foreign policy. He was instrumental in the Trump administration's counterterrorism efforts, particularly in dealing with groups like ISIS and the Taliban. One of Patel's major accomplishments was assisting in the successful raid that led to the killing of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. He was credited with helping coordinate intelligence sharing between agencies, ensuring the operation's success. Later, Patel was appointed as Chief of Staff to Acting Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller. This role placed him at the helm of the Pentagon during Trump's final months in office. His position allowed him to oversee critical military operations, troop deployments, and defense policies. Patel pushed for an accelerated withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan, arguing that the prolonged military presence was unnecessary. He also worked to declassify documents related to foreign interference in the 2020 election, further fueling allegations of political bias within the intelligence community. His time at the Pentagon was not without controversy. Some military officials accused him of pushing a pro-Trump agenda rather than focusing on national security. However, Patel remained steadfast in his belief that intelligence agencies needed reform. His role in Trump's final days would soon lead to his next major controversy, the events of January 6, 2021. The January 6 controversy, Patel's role in the aftermath. The storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021 became one of the most controversial and defining moments of modern American politics. As rioters breached the Capitol, Trump's administration faced widespread scrutiny over its response. Kash Patel, as Chief of Staff to Acting Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller, found himself in the center of the chaos. Many critics accused the Pentagon of failing to deploy National Guard troops quickly enough to prevent the violence. Patel, however, insisted that his office had already taken steps to ensure the Guard was ready. In subsequent interviews, he claimed that the delays were caused by bureaucratic resistance from Washington's security apparatus rather than inaction from the Trump administration. He argued that the Department of Defense had approved National Guard deployment in advance, but that congressional leaders and local officials hesitated to accept federal assistance. This defense clashed with the mainstream media's narrative, which placed the blame on Trump's team. Patel's role in the post-January 6th fallout was further amplified when the House Select Committee investigating the attack sought his testimony. He maintained that he and Trump had done everything by the book, calling the committee's efforts a politically motivated witch hunt. Despite his insistence that he had acted appropriately, Patel was deeply affected by the event's fallout. Many government officials distanced themselves from Trump's allies, and Patel found himself labeled as one of the administration's most controversial figures. However, far from retreating, he used this newfound notoriety to double down on his support for Trump and his push for government transparency. The aftermath of January 6 solidified Patel's status as both a loyal Trump soldier and a top target for the Biden administration and intelligence agencies that viewed him as a threat to their control. Kash Patel versus the intelligence community. One of Patel's most significant battles was against what he called the corruption within the U.S. intelligence agencies. He had long accused officials within the FBI, CIA, and DOJ of being politically compromised, and his stance only hardened after the events of January 6th. Patel claimed that intelligence agencies had been weaponized against Trump from the beginning, starting with the Russia investigation and continuing through Trump's presidency. He accused former FBI Director James Comey, former CIA Director John Brennan, and others of misleading the public and using their power to attack political opponents. Patel's push for declassifying intelligence files regarding FBI surveillance abuses and the Russia probe continued even after Trump left office. He insisted that the American people had a right to know how intelligence agencies had operated under a cloud of political bias. As expected, his efforts were met with fierce resistance. Many officials and mainstream media outlets accused Patel of trying to undermine national security by exposing classified information. Patel, however, maintained that his only goal was transparency and accountability. In his post-government career, Patel took his fight to the public, making media appearances and speaking at conservative events where he detailed how he believed intelligence agencies had overstepped their bounds. His message resonated with Trump supporters, who saw him as a warrior taking on Washington's corrupt establishment. The fight between Patel and the intelligence community wasn't just ideological. Reports emerged that Patel himself had been under surveillance, with intelligence officials closely monitoring his activities. This only fueled his claims that Washington insiders viewed him as a threat. The rise of Kash Patel as a conservative star. After leaving government service, Patel didn't fade into obscurity. Instead, he became one of the most visible voices in the conservative movement, using his platform to continue the battles he had fought inside the Trump administration. Patel took on a new role as a commentator, appearing frequently on conservative media outlets like Fox News, Newsmax, and One America News. His deep knowledge of intelligence and national security issues made him a go-to expert for Trump's base, and his insider perspective made him a valuable asset in shaping conservative narratives. Beyond media appearances, Patel also became a key figure in Trump's post-presidency world. He was seen at Mar-a-Lago often and remained close to Trump's inner circle. Many believed he was being positioned for a major role in a potential Trump 2024 administration. His rising prominence also led him to write books and launch initiatives focused on government accountability. He authored children's books designed to educate younger audiences on conservative values and the dangers of government overreach. His work appealed to a section of the right that wanted to see Washington insiders held accountable. However, Patel's influence wasn't just limited to media and books. He also became a key figure in legal battles surrounding Trump's ongoing investigations. Whether discussing election integrity, FBI raids, or classified documents, Patel remained at the forefront, defending Trump and attacking his critics. The FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, Patel's insider role. In August 2022, the FBI raided Donald Trump's residence at Mar-a-Lago, seeking classified documents that had allegedly been improperly stored. The unprecedented move shocked the political world, and Patel quickly became one of Trump's most vocal defenders. As a former top national security official, Patel argued that Trump had the authority to declassify documents at will. He claimed that the FBI's raid was politically motivated and designed to damage Trump's chances of running for president in 2024. Patel had already been working on exposing FBI abuses, and this incident only reinforced his belief that intelligence agencies were being used as tools to attack Trump. He accused the FBI of selective enforcement, pointing out that previous Democratic officials, like Hillary Clinton, had also mishandled classified materials but had never faced similar treatment. His role in the Mar-a-Lago case wasn't just as a commentator. Reports indicated that Patel had inside knowledge of the documents Trump possessed. He publicly stated that some of the materials would reveal corruption within the intelligence agencies, further fueling the conspiracy theories that Washington elites were trying to silence Trump and his allies. Patel's involvement in the classified documents case put him once again in the crosshairs of the Biden administration. Some officials suggested that he too could face legal trouble for his role in handling sensitive materials. However, Patel remained defiant, arguing that the government's attacks on him were part of a broader attempt to eliminate Trump's most loyal defenders. What's next for Kash Patel? As Trump prepares for a possible 2024 presidential run, many believe that Kash Patel will play a major role in a second Trump administration. His loyalty, experience, and willingness to take on Washington's most powerful institutions make him a top candidate for positions ranging from Attorney General to Director of National Intelligence. Beyond politics, Patel continues to shape the conservative movement. He is actively involved in efforts to investigate FBI misconduct, expose election irregularities, and push for intelligence reform. His influence extends into grassroots activism, where he encourages supporters to demand greater accountability from government institutions. Despite facing relentless attacks from the media and intelligence agencies, Patel has shown no signs of backing down. He remains one of Trump's fiercest defenders, and his name continues to be associated with efforts to challenge the establishment. However, Patel's future isn't without risks. If Trump fails to regain power, Patel could find himself permanently sidelined in Washington. Legal challenges and political opposition may also continue to target him, making it difficult for him to hold an official government position again. Yet for now, Patel remains one of the most important figures in Trump's orbit. Whether he helps lead a second Trump administration or continues fighting from the outside, one thing is clear: Kash Patel isn't going anywhere. What do you think about Kash Patel's rise to power? Do you see him playing a role in the future of American politics? Kash Patel's story is one of power, controversy, and relentless battles behind the scenes. But is he a patriot fighting corruption or a strategist reshaping the system for his own agenda? The debate is far from over. What do you think? Is Kash Patel the mastermind behind Trump's comeback, or is he Washington's biggest target? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Icon Insiders for more deep dives into the figures shaping history.